Hello and welcome to episode 92. Can you believe we're less than 10 episodes away from 100? What do y'all think we should do to celebrate our big 100? We'd love some suggestions. Now this one is mostly about movies. The Child's Play remake, that Joker movie, and some others we have strong opinions about. Also, we've got a year of the vagina segment so insane, it made Pitney scream. And there was also a point when we're talking about the Joker where I referenced Jared Leto, and we said we had already talked about him on the show, and we swear we recorded a long discussion about him once, but not only have we never posted it, but I can't friggin' find it. All you need to know right now is we don't like him. Alright, let's go. Pitney and Amelia's Bitchin' Boutique!
We may be awful, but
we're right!
So did you tell me the other day that you were gonna watch the new, what's it called? All I have in my head is Chucky. Child's Play.
Yes.
The new Child's Play movie. That was so... People were so upset before it came out because how dare anyone make a new Child's Play movie. But you actually saw it now, right?
Oh, God, yes.
Oh.
And I was prepared. I knew it was going to be kind of a stinker.
Oh, I was hoping it was going to be good.
But I was prepared to like it, if only because... You know how I hate people online that say bad things about movies. Because normally those people are stupid.
Okay, yeah.
You know, normally it's like, oh, yes, you did like that movie, be quiet, most of the time. But...
Yeah.
All the people that were saying how much that movie sucked, they were right.
Well, most of the things I saw were before the movie came out, and it was like, you haven't seen it yet, calm down.
And it was like, oh my God, it was such a stinker.
Oh, that sucks because Mark Hamill, was he at least good? I mean, I guess it's not his fault.
I guess, and what was annoying is like, God, I can't remember the melody of the song now, even though I think I sang it on your answering machine message.
Oh,
but
God.
There's this really annoying...
We'll have to go check it later.
You are my buddy, you're my best friend song. That
was you
like,
texted me that I was your buddy.
And it was like the song from the commercial of the dolls, right? Yeah. And of course the doll sings the song to kids, and that song was like constantly in the movie, and it was also the ending credits where Mark Hamill singing like an extended version with 2 verses of the You're My Buddy, You're My Best Friend song.
Oh, no.
And so it was like this horrible earworm that was all day that I was ended up singing it. And I was ending up singing the Chucky song to the dogs.
Of course you did.
You know, and it was just something really inane, like, you know, you're my buddy, you're my best friend. And it wasn't that, but it was like some melody that was just nonsensical, but... Oh no, it was awful. Like, I thought the first one was scary. It was original.
I love the idea of the first one.
I thought the first one was scary and twisted and weird.
I didn't think Chucky was scary. The idea was scary.
Yeah.
But I never personally found Chucky that scary.
But I think his voice, and I think of the first one, and then there's something good to be said about Bride of Chucky because it's so stupid. But they knew it was
stupid. Well, and Jennifer Tilly is automatically, she makes everything good.
And I've seen them all, but to be honest, I really don't remember them all except for the first one and Cult of Chucky, which I watched not that long ago.
Right.
Which is really bad but fun.
Okay.
Whereas this isn't even fun, the new one. It's just stupid.
Was it trying too hard to be serious or something, maybe?
I don't know. It's like a total reimagining.
Okay.
Which I'm never fond of reimaginings. Although it was good with Star Trek.
Oh, totally.
But
yeah.
I tend to not like reimaginings because I feel like they should just focus on new things.
Well, and I mean, if they went, because we talked about, because Child's Play hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
When we were at Frightmare, and we were talking about it on that episode, and like I don't understand if you're going to set it in modern times and you're gonna update it.
Yeah.
I understand like the AI aspect or whatever. I understand that that's modernizing, but no kid. The original Chucky was based on a toy that actually existed. Yeah. The My Buddy doll was real. It was a thing. And so kids today don't play with dolls like that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense to still have it be a doll like that.
Well,
why can't it be an action figure that kills you?
Yeah, because and this was like updated to the point where, so you bought the doll, and then it had some weird glowing blue cylinder that's supposed to be its heart, and somehow it connects to your cell phone.
Right.
And the Buddy doll can control your TV and control your lights and control your stereo and can turn the stove on and off and basically...
Why would a kid need something that could do that?
And it's also, programmed to know who you are and know who your family is and learn your personality and tailor its personality to you.
Well, there's aspects of that I think are a good idea.
Yeah.
But the rest of that's like, what? Okay.
So it was kind of interesting. And then it was like, at least, in the first one, it was scary because it was like somehow the soul of this crazy serial killer possessed this doll.
Right.
And
Which is why it was an adult voice and all that other shit. Yeah.
And this was some disgruntled worker in China got pissed off and went crazy with the coding of this one doll.
Oh, so it wasn't the soul of a Chinese dude.
No. He just went crazy with his coding because he was disgruntled.
He made one angry doll.
And disgruntled in the factory. And...
Okay.
And then I guess Chucky just started, killing people who thought were mean to this kid that owned him, I think.
Oh, so he was like protecting the kid?
I think so.
Oh,
but it just wasn't.
If it was going around killing bullies or something, that could be fine.
And the doll looked stupid.
Yeah, well,
and Mark Hamill's voice was kind of stupid because it was like he was trying to sound cutesy. Like
he doesn't have a cutesy voice,
like you would think a doll would sound, and it was just not interesting. It was just a big stinker. That's all.
Oh, and it could have been bad in a good way because, it would have to have tits in it or something.
Yeah, I wanted to like it.
I know,
but it was hard to like.
Oh, that sucks.
It was hard to like, and I haven't even really, other than, on my horror fan groups.
Right.
Where it's just these things that, oh, it sucks, or oh, that's total rubbish, or oh, that movie is shit. You know how people are online. Right.
Oh, it's the worst movie ever made.
And there's nothing that pisses me off more than a British person calling something rubbish or shit. Because I guarantee you they think everything is shit or rubbish and they probably haven't seen it anyway. And so there's a lot of that on my fan group, which just made me automatically want to like the movie because it really pisses me off.
Hi, this is Two Girls on a Bench,
the podcast. So we're two writers who tend to procrastinate just a bit.
We like to snack. We like to talk.
We don't have time to write, but we have time to do this podcast.
We certainly do. Join us on the bench.
Listen in.
At number 2 Girls on a Bench.
Just because this happens to be falling on the weekend that the Joker movie opened, and the whole idea of having a strong opinion about a movie before it came out, My opinion about the Joker movie is not about the Joker movie because I haven't seen the Joker movie.
Yeah.
My opinion is about Joaquin Phoenix annoys the fuck out of me.
Mm-hmm.
When he was Leaf and he was like 12 years old, he was fine. When he became Joaquin, I have no time for that shit. He just bothers me.
Right? Hey, and there's nothing wrong with that.
He bothered me in Gladiator, and I haven't seen anything he's done since then because he annoys me so much. He doesn't annoy me as much as Jared Leto, however. And speaking of another Joker.
Oh, yes, yes. We've already talked about him.
but the whole... There's two things about the Joker movie. Well, three if you count casting Joaquin Phoenix. I'm sure he's great. I'm sure it's the performance of a lifetime. I'm sure that it's artistically beautiful and whatever. Because, of course, the guy who directed Step Brothers is a great artist, and he's going to make this amazing movie. But as soon as I heard, the first thing I heard about it was that it was in this, I'm going to say film festival in Venice because it might be called the Venice Film Festival, but I don't know because I don't give a shit. But when I heard that it was like the movie ended and the movie got an 8-minute standing ovation. For a movie!
See, that even sounds difficult to believe to me, but I guess if it's on the internet, it's true, right?
I have gone to Broadway shows. I have gone to concerts. I have gone to things where actual people were right there in front of you and performing and doing things that were amazing. I've never seen an 8-minute standing ovation.
That sounds really weird, especially for a movie of that genre. It just seems very strange to me.
But it transcends genre because it's art. Because it's so artsy. Because it's not about a murderous clown. It's about a downtrodden white man who thinks the world is out to get him. And people were mean to him. You don't understand. He's a white man that didn't get everything he wanted.
He was like, if I remember from the previews right, it's because he's a sucky comedian, right?
Well, there's that too. Heaven forbid a guy wants to be a comic and he's not fucking funny. And he dies on stage. Heaven forbid that happens. Every single person who's ever been a comedian has died on stage and knows what it's like to have a room full of people not think they're funny. But if you really want to do something, you fucking work at it. You don't go, well, now I'm going to have to go kill people. Or whatever the fuck this movie is. And it's like, knowing if this was just a movie about a guy... and it wasn't the Joker, we all know who the Joker is.
Yeah.
If this was just a movie about a guy who sometimes works as a clown and sometimes as a stand-up comic, and he's a downtrodden white guy who eventually, is very, very sad and, the crying on the inside kind of clown, and eventually becomes very angry and becomes murderous. But he wasn't the Joker... okay, it's a movie I'm not going to go see, but,
When I was seeing the previews for it, I didn't realize what it was until they said what it was.
Oh, could you call me Joker? Oh, fuck.
And then when they were talking about, like, how dark and evil his soul is, and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
It seemed interesting to me until I realized what it was.
It's like, oh, it's the Joker.
And I like the Joker from the original Batman series from the 60s.
Yes! Of everything about the original Batman series is awesome.
But I've never been a Batman fan in general.
Right. But some of the Batman movies were good. And exactly.
But I don't like his broodiness and everything. It just irritates me.
It's like,
I understand it, but I don't like it.
Your parents died, but really, you're a rich white man. Shut the fuck up.
And... so I've never, so the Batman universe I just don't care about.
Right. In general, it needs to really be amazing if I'm going to like it. Yeah.
But I've always had this irrational hatred of the Joker because I hated the way Nicholson said, "Wait till they get a load of me."
Oh, he annoyed me.
I did not like his intonation saying that sentence, and I thought it was stupid, and I've hated Batman and the Joker ever since. Which is totally irrational, but so me, right?
Of course. Because the way one line is delivered can ruin an entire franchise.
Like, I hate "Wait till they get a load of me" almost as much as I hate "Laugh While You Can, Monkey Boy."
Oh, but here's the thing, and I didn't find out until maybe within the last week or so, as the movie was coming out, because some people online were commenting on how other people were concerned that it was going to bring about violence, that it was going to make people violent because it was going to embolden assholes. Okay. I actually never saw anyone say that until recently when people were commenting that other people were saying that. And I was like, really? Because I've seen a lot of anti-Joker movie shit, and I have to say, most of that shit that I've seen, I really agree with, which is, I really do not need to be put... It's like, I don't want someone going, you know what? You really need to feel sympathy for the Joker.
Yeah.
Because the Joker is a murderous psychopath who thinks he's funny. But I don't. I don't have to feel sympathy and get to know the Joker on a human level. No, I don't. Are you going to make one about the Penguin next? I seriously doubt it.
And that takes away the comic book villain aspect of it to me.
Right.
You know,
it's like, there's so, But then again, it's not like I wanted to see Suicide Squad either. But I can be uninterested in seeing a movie, but I don't want to be lumped in with people who think that, oh, well, now people are going to be violent. No, people have been violent all along. Look around. We have plenty of that. It's America. People are getting shot constantly. So
what do they think because he's like
an unhappy white man?
An unhappy white guy.
Which is the most dangerous thing you can be in America?
Speak to all the incels or something? Is that what
probably.
they're thinking?
Oh, because I bet... although he gets... Some girl kisses him in the trailer, so I'm guessing he gets laid. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe he will be an incel.
Maybe they're afraid it's going to embolden the incels.
But the incels are already murderous assholes. Or they wish they could be. They're all, It's like... it's not going to be the Joker's fault. It's going to be the fact that they're already assholes and it was just a matter of time.
Exactly.
I don't think the Joker's going to make anyone do anything. But honestly, if it wasn't two things, the 8-minute standing ovation, God damn it, it really bothers me.
Yeah, because it's stupid.
It really bothers me. I mean, there are movies that have deeply moved 99% of the people who saw them, like Schindler's List or whatever. Yeah. There are movies that are amazing that didn't get fucking 8-minute standing ovation. That's just so stupid. And it makes me wonder who those people were.
I can't even imagine. Yeah,
and
it's really weird.
Was it 8 minutes because every single person there who immediately had the impulse to stand up and start clapping, no one wanted to be seen to be the first person to stop clapping, and that's why it lasted for 8 minutes? Because if I stop clapping before you do, that means I don't appreciate art as much as you do, and because they're all there to be seen anyway because it's a film festival, I don't know. But also, the director, who's a douchebag, because he directs mostly stupid movies that I wouldn't see anyway. I mean, he's mostly known for, like, stupid Will Ferrell movies and stuff, which I know a lot of people like those, but I'm not going to watch them. But he actually said the other day, well, I had to go into making drama because you can't make comedy anymore because people, nothing's allowed to be funny anymore. It's like, if you're actually funny and not stupid, if you're so unfunny that you have to rely on old tired bullshit,
then
maybe you shouldn't make comedies. But Yeah, that's why you made the Joker. It's like, it's bullshit, dude.
But it makes me thinking about the standing ovation, because it was such art. I know we talked about this before, but I just have to say this one thing again, because it was so funny with that horrible piece of shit movie, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House.
Which I still haven't
Where that
watched.
asshole online was written about
Yes.
how it was such pure hardcore art.
Wasn't he vlogging through the entire movie?
That he had to pull out his journal and start journaling in the middle of the movie so he could remember his experience of the art.
Oh. Oh my god. And I'm sure the other people watching the movie were thrilled that he was just like, I get to write.
That movie was a piece of shit, though. God,
Oh
it was
my
so
God.
boring. Did you ever even try to watch it?
No.
It's so boring. And anyway, yeah, we've already talked about it in detail. And it made me think of that.
Oh my god. I mean, I've had orgasms that made me fold a mattress in half. And I wouldn't give them 8-minute standing ovations.
Right.
I mean, for fuck's sake. What in the world is worth that?
I don't even know that I believe it's real.
It was widely reported.
Wow. I want to see the film of it. Of the Ovation.
I want a list of names and addresses of every person who clapped, because they all need to be slapped thrice across the face.
The Year of the Vagina!
Y'all ready for some crazy shit? I've been saving this one because it's just too insane and hilarious. Plus, I was hoping to find some more information about it. Okay, here we go. Vagina goo can turn a guy into a zombie. I know, exactly. So here's the scoop. There's a YouTuber called Sandman who is absolutely a misogynist piece of shit. I was too repulsed to dive deep enough to tell if he's an actual incel, but I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, dude has a theory, and it's hilarious. Quote, inside every single woman are hormones called copulins that are used to drug a man and control his mind. This isn't a conspiracy theory. Awesome, right? And he said right there that it isn't a conspiracy theory, which means he's totally legit. Here's more. The vagina produces a thick fluid known as copulin that has actual mind control effects on a male's brain. If a man is exposed to a woman's copulins, over time, she will be able to, number 1, change, remove, or insert memories in a man's mind. Number 2, tell the male what he sees, hears, feels, smells, tastes. Number 3, insert subconscious thoughts that will surface as his own ideas or behavior later. And finally, number 4, plant trigger words or actions that can cause thoughts, actions, or sensations in the male at later dates. He also thinks that we squirt fluid right into your dicks. And I'm not talking a little bit, I'm talking half a cup, because your penis is a TARDIS, apparently. And that's not only how we control your minds, but also how you get STDs. Anyway, you men can protect yourselves from our evil mind control goo by wearing a condom. But wait, watch out, because apparently we also smell like butter, and y'all can't resist that shit. Okay, so there's a super totally legit scientific website some asshole set up at copulins.freeservers.com, and y'all can read that at your leisure. But I want to tell you some real stuff. Copulins are an actual thing. You've heard of pheromones, right? That's what they are. Lots of studies out there about those, and it's generally considered true that humans and other critters have all kinds of ways of making sure they get it on when females are the most fertile. Copulins are a combo of 5 fatty acids in female bodies that increase in concentration during the follicular phase, aka when she's ovulating. And males exposed to them get a complementary increase in testosterone. Makes them think the women around them are more attractive. Makes them think they themselves are more attractive. You name it. And y'all know when I say attractive, I mean fuckable. Oh, and interestingly, if you're on the pill, You're not fertile, so you're not going to control men's minds. I mean, increase their testosterone levels using copulants. So, ladies, take thee this knowledge, and do what thou wilt.
Before I realized what it was, I was intrigued at the beginning of the preview.
Sure. Because I think it's the problem is we know where the story is going.
Because I was like, I don't want like a humanization of
the fucking Joker.
A comic book character. Or a comic book villain.
A comic book villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A comic book villain who's just made to be a villain, you know?
Yeah, I really don't, would they do that for the Penguin? Would they do that for the Scarecrow? Would they do that for, I don't know. I'm trying to think
of
Marvel
if this movie is a success, be prepared for a whole slew of it. You know.
I mean, I suppose, I don't know, I never saw the Halle Berry Catwoman. Was it Catwoman's origin story? Was she, like, brutalized by someone and she had to become a cat?
I think I saw that, but I don't even remember.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't memorable.
Because I'm just not the Batman universe to me, because I think Batman's such a brooding asshole.
It's not fun like
He's
Marvel.
Not exciting to me, because he's so broody and he's so dark. And I don't like it.
I don't like dark. I like bright colors and pretty men.
He's too dark.
I like big boom and bright colors and pretty funny men like the Avengers.
But anyway, but I do remember
they can't all be Star-Lord.
I think the last Batman movie I saw was, I think that I've seen bits and pieces of them, but the last one I saw on purpose was Batman and Robin, and we left the theater because it was so terrible.
Oh, I never saw that one. Wasn't that the Alicia Silverstone one?
I don't remember, but I remember it was me and Russell and Joe that were having like a boys' day, and we were both like...
Was that the one where the bat suit had nipples on it?
I don't remember.
Because I never saw any of those.
But I just remember whispering to Russell, "This movie sucks, can we leave?" And he was like, "Oh yes, I was afraid you were enjoying it and I didn't want to have to be the one to say anything."
Oh my god!
So all three of us hated it so much
that you just got up in the middle.
We were afraid to say to one another.
Oh my god! Then you just got up and publicly walked out.
And left.
Oh my god! Have I ever done that? I walked out of a movie once, but it wasn't my idea. I was actually really enjoying it, but my friend wasn't, and it was the Mel Brooks remake of To Be or Not to Be, which was like an old like Jack Benny movie. I actually loved it. And I saw it again later when it came on HBO or something, and I totally loved it.
What, was your friend just bored?
She really didn't like it, and I don't know. I mean, it's yet another Mel Brooks movie where we're making fun of Hitler.
Yeah.
And as a Jewish person, she's definitely not pro-Hitler.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's super Holocausty or anything, but because it's set like in Hitler's time, and it's like openly a theater company like kind of openly mocking Hitler and whatever. But she, for whatever reason, she was just not feeling it. She just was really upset by it, and it was like, okay, we can leave.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie,
the only
and I've
other
seen some
movie that we
stinkers.
walked out. Me and my ex, you know, for the long-term one.
Yeah.
We walked out of Lost in Space because it was so boring and awful.
Oh, the one that had Matt LeBlanc in
I guess.
it? Oh.
I mean, because I thought it was going to be funny, cool,
like Lost in Space.
Cheesy, like the TV show.
Right.
But it was, no,
it's serious and dark.
Yeah, and we were both like, ew, and I think we made it maybe 30 minutes. We were like, fuck this shit, and we left.
Because I swear to God, if Dr. Smith isn't a Nelly old queen, it ain't worth watching.
And I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't remember. We probably went to the bar. But no, yeah, that's the only other movie I've ever walked out of in the theater.
God. Oh,
No, I take that back. Me and Steve walked out of Crybaby.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
We both thought it was really boring, and we walked out of Crybaby.
I didn't see it in the theater, but I am not 100% sure I watched it all the way through, so I shouldn't be so shocked. But see, it's really easy when you're not in a theater to just stop watching something.
Yeah,
so I've probably not watched a lot of things all the way through. Oh, can I just say, okay, this is something. Although I did watch it all the way through. And I need those hours back somehow. But we have this... My husband and I used to go to movies a lot. Like, we used to take days off of work when it was like the opening day of a movie.
Oh, that's right.
To go see like the 10 or 11 a.m. showing of things.
And then sometimes you'd see it twice in the same day, huh?
Well, we saw Phantom Menace 3 times in the first 24 hours.
Wow.
And I was on such a high of new Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
That during that it wasn't until a few weeks later that I started thinking, the pod race really could have been cut for time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit like that. But during that first 24 hours, I was still so goddamn excited.
Totally.
That, because I hadn't gotten much sleep also. So we used to, there's movies that I know they were released on the same day because we took the day off and saw both of them.
Uh-huh.
Like, I know that Oh Brother, Where Art Thou and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon were released on the same day because I saw them back to back.
Uh-huh.
I saw them with like an hour gap between them. We quickly grabbed a bite to eat, went back to the theater, saw the next movie. But we stopped going to the movies fairly... it's only been within the last couple years, and usually when I make myself go out, and sometimes I go by myself because my husband's just not into it, and he will buy a movie he hasn't seen. And I used to always tell him, it's like that, when he first started doing it, it's like, that just seems like a bad idea to me. Like, one of these days you're really going to regret purchasing a movie you have not seen. But it's like, we bought Captain Marvel and watched it for the first time. But there was a really good chance we were going to love Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
But the fact that we didn't go see it. Like, we didn't go to the theater to see Infinity War. We saw Endgame because I told him, it's like, I am not waiting another 6 months to see this movie. We're going to go see fucking Endgame. So, but...
Yeah, that's the only of those movies that I've seen in the theater is Endgame.
Well, because that was right around the time you were actually getting into them, because you got into them so late.
And I remember
I made
Steve go with me to see Endgame, and he enjoyed it, but I knew that he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
That cannot be your first movie.
That cannot for him because it was such a long.
It's very
drama.
Oh yeah, really.
And
everyone's like ugly crying in the theater, and he's like, I don't know who these people are.
And I thought and I know that he slept through.
Oh no!
I know you slept through a lot of it. It's okay, Steve.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Well, those chairs are so comfy now. those movie theater recliners are so fucking comfy. But the movie that I always bring up with my husband whenever it's, well, maybe we'll just buy it.
Yeah.
Men Who Stare at Goats. Now you're probably thinking, there's a movie called Men Who Stare at Goats. Yes, there is.
Isn't that like a real classic art film or something?
Oh, no.
Or is it a comedy? I've heard of it.
Oh, it's a comedy.
I thought it was like a classic.
Oh, it's not old enough to be a classic. It's definitely within the last 10 years. Probably within the last 7 or 8 years.
Oh, I thought it was an art
film. No. It was based on a true story. Because I'm basically an 80-year-old woman, I watch CBS Sunday Morning every week. They did a story about the real thing, and then they kind of mentioned, oh, and by the way, there's a movie coming out about this. And it was like this psyops thing, like the military was doing a lot of experiments with like ESP and things like that, where they were trying to come up with a way to like enter the mind of your enemy and fuck with them and stuff, so that you could like potentially end war by just having like a bunch of psychics in a room thinking really hard. And I don't, it was kind of a fascinating thing, and there was this whole secret thing going on in the military where, and the whole Men Who Stare at Goats, I don't know why they started with like goats, but it was like, if I can get the goat to do something, like, I don't know. But it was a hilarious idea. It was insane that it was real. And then when we heard about the movie and we found out who all was in it, I mean, it was basically people who we go see. I mean, there's hardly a Jeff Bridges movie that we don't see. We just generally are pro Jeff.
Oh yeah.
I think my husband's favorite two actors are Jeff Bridges and Kurt Russell. He will basically anything that either of those people, if they ever did a movie together, I think he would lose his mind. But it was one of those things where like, well, that has to be great. Men Who Stare at Goats has to be great. Look at what it's about. Look who's in it. So it was during that period where we had stopped going to see movies, and we bought it, and we very excitedly sat down to watch it. And we've never watched it again.
It's not good.
It's horrible!
I don't think I've ever seen it. But
it's not
I've
funny.
heard of
It's
it.
not interesting. You can have it.
I've
You can
heard
walk
of
out of here with it right now.
I thought it was like this critically acclaimed
No.
art movie for some reason.
No, it's so not. It's so not. So now, whenever there's some, well, maybe we'll just wait. I always go, Men Who Stare at Goats, honey. Men Who Stare at Goats.
No, let's say, but I bought Ant-Man and Ant-Man versus the Wasp, or Ant-Man and the Wasp, both without having seen them.
But I could
And
have guaranteed,
I love them.
I could have guaranteed you that you would love them.
Oh, yeah.
Because you didn't know yet that you were going to love Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
I knew you would,
Yeah.
but you didn't know that.
And I bought, like...
That was a guarantee.
But I mean, that's just with the Marvel movies I buy without having seen them in theater. And I always like them.
But you wouldn't have until after I made you watch the first Avengers
Exactly.
movie, and you were like, oh, this is a whole world I did not know I was going to
Yeah,
love.
because I just didn't think I'd like it, because I don't like the Batman movies, and to me, I thought they were going to do more of the same, but they're
Right.
so much funner and better.
Marvel is just better. It's just fucking better. Yeah, exactly.
Although I do remember when the first Batman movie came out,
The Michael Keaton.
how it was like so hyped for months and months and months, and
Pitney.
everybody...
Pitney! It's a mania!
Yes, it was a mania.
So saith Verity Noslin.
And it was like everybody with their Batman t-shirts and
their
everybody
Batman
with
Converse
stickers and
high tops.
Oh my
Because
God.
I used to sell
Mhm.
shoes at Mervyn's, and we had the
Before
Batman
the
high
movie
tops.
even came out, it was crazy.
The fucking Prince song. It wasn't good. Stop lying, people.
Oh.
Bat Dance wasn't good. God damn it.
Oh, I forgot about that song.
Horrible.
Oh,
And
God.
he's dressed as the Joker in the video because, of course, he is, because it's purple. But
Oh,
still,
yes.
no. No. It was Michael Keaton impressed me because, of course, to me, Batman was Adam West. Batman was the good TV show.
Yeah.
I didn't know Batman was supposed to be brooding. I didn't know. I thought Batman was supposed to be fun. No, apparently we were wrong. Batman is supposed to be dull and boring and dark. And only occasionally interesting. But, Jesus Christ.
But he's kind of a dick.
He is.
I want him to be a hero, not a weenie.
Yeah, because even when he's doing good, even when he's allegedly doing good things, he's just a douche. He's just a rich douchebag. I'm never going to be team rich dude.
Now, was the original one, was that Nicholson?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the second Michael Keaton one was Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman and Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Okay.
That was the beginning of, well, let's have two villains in every movie because none of the villains are worth having in a
That's right,
movie because none of them are actually particularly interesting.
I didn't watch the first one because I hated the way Nicholson said that line in the preview, so I refused to see the movie.
Well, I saw
And
it,
then
but I was
never
only
would ever watch the
slightly
second one
impressed.
because I thought DeVito looked stupid, and so I refused to see the movie.
Although the stupid wigs, the penguin wigs that came out, because I was in the costume business at the time, the penguin wigs made excellent riffraff wigs, because riffraff wigs were not available to anyone, but penguin wigs, thank God
funny.
someone thought people might want to be the penguin. Nobody wanted to be the penguin.
That's why I would never see that one, because I thought he looked stupid as the penguin.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yes, he did.
I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer looked great as Catwoman, but still, she ain't no Julie Newmar, I'll tell you that. I mean, but who is, really? But then everything after that is just a blur because it's a whole bunch of movies I never saw. Because we have the Val Kilmer Batman, We have the George Clooney Batman.
Oh, God, that's right.
And I think there's another shitty Batman.
And I
before the Christian Bale Batman.
Seeing one of them, and it may have been Christian Bale, but I remember...
Was it the Heath Ledger as the Joker? Because I saw that and I actually liked it, but I actually liked Heath Ledger in that.
I don't remember, but I just remember watching it. It had to have been with Trisha.
Oh, probably.
Because it had to have been with Trisha, but I remember thinking, like, God, Batman's a fucking dick, man.
Yeah, he really is. Oh, yeah.
And that's all I could think of throughout the whole movie. It's like, he's a dick.
Batman, they should call him Dick Man. He's a bad asshole.
Yeah, but I don't remember what it was. But I'm sure that it was with Trisha von Lichtenstein, because who else would have I watched one of those movies?
Not me.
You know?
No, probably not me. Yeah,
but
I don't
anyway.
Really...
But yeah, the Joker. I will not. Maybe I'll see it when it eventually comes out on Netflix, but I doubt it.
Only because De Niro's in it.
You know. Or
you'll
again,
fast forward and only watch the part with.
Oh, but I won't live here by the time this happens. I was going to say,
true.
When it comes out on video, I'm sure Von Lichtenstein will make me watch it.
Except you won't have to.
Because if it's fandom, she'll buy it. You know, and pretend to like it or not, because it's fandom. You know?
Oh my God.
She's kind of Noslin-esque that way.
That is one thing they have in common.
Yeah, it's like, if it's fandom, they'll buy it and they'll like it.
Or they'll pretend to like it.
Or they'll pretend to like it.
Which was much more of a Verity Noslin thing.
Yes.
The taping all shows but not watching any of them.
Ever. I know.
Buying all the cereal. Oh, cereal.
Oh, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cereal.
The Bat cereal. I'm sure... Is there My Little Pony cereal? There probably was back in the original days of My Little Pony. I don't think there is now.
But, you know, there's not a market for it. But I have seen in dealers' rooms collectible cereal.
Sure.
And it's usually $2?
Well, sure.
Because somebody wants to get rid of it, even though it's 25-year-old cereal, nobody cares.
But I am willing to bet that they carefully opened the package, got rid of the cereal, and then sealed it back up, and then like shrink wrapped it or something to protect it.
Yeah,
whereas Verity Noslin kept it in mint
in the caseload of cereal.
Right, and then had like a storage unit that probably was infested by rats who ate all the fucking cereal.
I wonder if they damaged the Spock heads.
I bet they peed and pooped on the Spock
But,
heads.
you know, the Spock heads turned out to be useless because there was such a glut of Spock heads on the market.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoy our show, please take a moment to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher.
If you send us a screenshot of your review, we'll send you a Bitchin' Boutique sticker.
Everyone loves stickers! Please subscribe or add us to your favorites wherever you get your podcasts.
Subscribers get new episodes first and are also more attractive.
Drop us a line anytime at pitneyandamelia@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you!
Oh my God, when we record Sunday, you would have to remind me to talk about what a shit show stink bomb the remake of Child's Play is. I finally watched it today, and oh my God, it's so terrible, even I hated it. Yeah, and Mark Hamill singing through the entire movie, "You are my buddy, you're my best friend." Yeah. Anyway, okay, I love you. I hope your car is fixed. Bye.